Hey guys, it's Burk. I'm back from the dead. I'm alive. I looked up. It's been 10 months, this entire school year, since I've posted a video, and I'm here live coming at you. We have a week and a half left of schooling, and it'll be summer break. A lot of things on my plate, a lot of things that I want to make sure gets done. So if you're in the chat room, please say hi and welcome. Um, we're just going to do a short video today. It's getting late. It's past my bedtime. But what is Burk Tech? Burk Tech is my brain. Burk Tech is something that has been in creation for numerous years. Took different forms of vlogging, blog posts, writings. Some of it was just gibberish. Some of it was actually educational papers that I wrote for my master's degree or doctorate degree or undergrad. Some of it was just thoughts and tweets and so forth. But we're going to try to get everything moving forward. I need this more for myself than for anybody that's watching. I believe that it is a great way for me to keep my mind sharp and to sharpen my saw. This past year, we were reading the 7 Habits of the Highly Effective People, which, if you watch the last video I uploaded, I talk about it. And the last chapter was talking about sharpening our saws, and part of that being mental, educational saw. And for me, that's going to be getting back to this. It's always been coming back to you guys and be able to put content out there for people to watch. I'm hoping everything's working well with the chat and everything. I'm going to try real quick just to say hi. Make sure everything goes through. I'm not sure if it works or not, but we're going to keep working on it until we get it right. But Burk Tech, we're here. I'm going to be dealing with different topics. You can see at the bottom of the screen the things that I want to talk about today. So that what is just that? What is Burk Tech? What is this video going to be? Recap of the year. You know, I'm a Michigan fan, and a few years ago, Jim Harbaugh came home to coach Michigan's football team. And as sad as I am to see Coach Beeline leave Michigan to go to the Cavaliers, we bring home Juan Howard to hopefully continue to what Beeline has started. But this past year, I got to come home to St. Anne's, my school. I love it. It's where I went to grade school. It's where I had the foundations of the fundamental of education drilled into my head sometimes, but lifted me up completely. And I tell you this, sometimes, home is where the heart is, or nothing's like going back home, or sometimes home changes. There are difficulties, but I love being home. I love the fact that my oldest son, as hard as it was to change in his 8th grade year, was able to graduate from the same school that I graduated from and be able to experience what it means to be the Raiders. We're the Raiders. We're part of the Raiders Nation, um, and we bleed red and black, and it's just pure enjoyment to see the change in my own son's life from this his past to this year, to see the change in my life, to see the change in my younger son's life, to my wife. Um, Change is not always bad. Um, Change can be hard, but this recap of this year has been just amazing. Um, I have been blessed more than I can know, more than I can attest, um, testimony towards. It is just a wonderful feeling. But again, there are things we're working really hard. Um, in my last video, I talked about a lot of cosmetic changes that we have already completed at that point. I was about a month into um, the year of my starting there over summer vacation. And there's still a lot of cosmetic things that we're working on, and and trying to do, but we're starting to work on some of the curriculum and educational process, looking at how we educate the kids and take the kids and make sure they're the best possible versions of themselves and followers of God. As I probably didn't mention, but what is with Burk Tech, it's technology, it's educational technology, more precise. So it's, with that, it comes education and it comes Christian education. So that's why you'll see everything that I talk about is kind of a little bit all over. It's because that's my personality. I have my hands in a lot of different things. I have a lot of different opinions. And some of the teachers and the parents got to see some of that this past year. Have been reserved and held myself back on some things that we're going to be, as I learned in a devotion this morning, this morning, it's been a long day, we're going to be casting nets. Um, we got to throw those nets out and start making some positive fundamental changes, and it's going to be amazing. I can't wait to go on this journey and see everything um, that we're going to be doing. But with all the good things, there are always that evil behind you. You have Satan um, always attacking, especially Christian schools, churches. He is attacking us constantly. Just the other day, an article came out in the Detroit Free Press talking about the last 10 years, 200 private schools have closed. Now, not all of those are Christian schools. Some of them are different private schools, non-religious private schools. But we've had our own, and just in the Lutheran system in Michigan, 16, I believe it was 16 schools that have closed in the last 10 years. Catholic schools have been um, way up there too, I know. So it's disheartening to see good, educational, sound, proactive schools that close, and sometimes they close just because mishandlement of money, churches dying out. Um, Rarely do they close because they have bad teachers or they're not educating the students to the best of their ability. So my goal is to continue um, the education at my school. We are celebrating our 70th birthday this year. Last day of school, we're going to have a great big birthday party. We have some obstacle courses, snow cones, and so forth. So it's going to be a fun time to not just enjoy the last day of school and have the chapel to end it, but have fun and be able to celebrate with our parents, our church members. We're inviting everybody to come and celebrate with us because we are older than the actual city that we are located in. So that kind of tells you the foundation that we have and the community that we have has cherished us as a church and school, and we need to find our roots again and dig them back up and be able to go out to the community. But Satan, every time I turn around, he wants to pull me back. Um, Actually, wasn't even going to really talk about it, and I'm not going to go into it, but uh, I got a negative text from somebody in my past, and I just, as soon as I read it, I just said, this is Satan. This is Satan trying to get at me, to tear me down, to tear my school down, and I'm not going to stand for it. I'm not going to respond to it. Besides just what I'm saying here, I passed it on to somebody else. They want to deal with it, they can, because it's not going to change how blessed. What I find is Satan really likes to attack us when we're super happy, so happy. Um, and he can do this in very numerous ways. Sometimes he's sneaky about it and tries to throw those doubts into your mind. And other times he's just plain out, boom, I'm going to attack you right where it hurts. Attack your ego, attack your pride. As Lutherans, we're stubborn. Um, I'm also Irish, so that makes me even more stubborn, I guess. But it's not going to work. Not today, Satan. That's a I've seen those on T-shirts lately. Big, not today, Satan. And what a statement! Not today, Satan. You're not going to get to us. We're going to continue down the path the right way to go. This morning, I was at a meeting all day, and I got to listen to three different missional groups that we have here in the Michigan district for the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod, and the stories that are coming out of all three is heartbreaking. At one point, they're in Detroit, they're in Flint, they're helping um, girls that are stuck in being a sex trafficking. They're dealing with the homelessness in Detroit, homelessness in Flint, and the prenatal care for these um, individuals that find themselves to be um, kind of out of luck, as you want to put it, or down on their luck. And it's just heartwarming to see these fine Christians doing something, and um, it just makes me want to do more and find the time and find the energy, find the resources that, as a school, as a church, that we can do more, because Satan's going to keep attacking us. Um, and yes, Lutheran schools or private schools, financial is one of the biggest ways he attacks us. He wants us to fail, and he will take away our resources as fast as he can, because then we won't have a school. And he's winning that battle. Sadly, he is. So we need to continue to fight to take over that battle. So as we move on, some of the different topics that I'll be talking about. I might have a tweet, which I have today. I have a devotional thought. I might react to a video. Um, may share some stories with you, or share some personal stuff. It's going to be a kind of a everything in a bag live. So where's my Aaron? I need an Aaron, because I am Moses. I need somebody to speak well for me sometimes. And so you're going to get the truth always from me. You're going to get my opinion. Um, and sometimes my opinions may be different from yours. It may be wrong, or I might find out that it's probably wrong. And that's okay, because as an educator, it's okay to admit that you were wrong. It's okay to admit that you need to learn and to grow. So let's move on to the tweet for today. My tweet for today comes from one of my biggest mentors, Bernard Bull. Um, if you're in private education, Christian education, I'm sure you know who Bernard Bull is. And as he transitions from um, his one position at Concordia University, Wisconsin, to now almost 6-7 months now, I think, as the president of his university that he's at. He's making some big strides and doing some wonderful things. I got to know Bernard as a student teacher, and then I got to know his wife at my second placement as a student teacher, and he has been fundamental in my education, and building what I am and who I am, and finding the resources to be able to back that up. But here's his tweet, and actually it's a link to his blog, e-tail, but it talks about more 12 to K to 12 schools are throwing out letter grades, but almost all of them are going with the same alternatives. Um, Sorry about the squeak. I need a new chair. But I have been thinking about letter grades probably about 4 or 5 years now. Seriously thinking about, um, are they good? Are they positive? Or do we need to get rid of them ourselves in the Lutheran school system? Um, and I kind of lean towards yes, and lean towards standard-based grading is a little bit more beneficial for myself as an educator, and overall more beneficial for as a parent. The issue comes in is training the parents to realize and see that is an important part that we need to look at something different. But it's interesting that because Bernard, one of the biggest things that I love him for is he is all about research based and finding the facts behind it all. Um, is that he's seeing that everybody's going to the same alternatives. Um, and I haven't read the full article yet, but I hope you read it too. And you can down in the comments post what your thoughts are on Bernard's posts and my thoughts on throwing out letter grades. Um, I know that Bernard is one that would look at there's a reason for everything, and some things are better for some people than other people, and it's okay to be different. It's okay to have different models of education because their people are different. Uh, again, Bernard Bull. This is his Twitter at Bernard Bull. etel.org is his blog site. I will click on it. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to click on. Let's go back. All right. So here's his blog post on this. But again, he posted that May 16th, so not even a recent tweet. But if you go here to his homepage, but that is his recent blog post. Just wonderful, wonderful. Goddard's. That's there you go. That's his where he's at is the president um, of the university. And that story, Goddard's story, is amazing. That I'm learning. I've never heard of it really, but learning from through Bernard and his writings and his tweets, some of the amazing things that's going on at Goddard, and be able to be a different type of higher education, which is a topic I'll talk about at some other time because it always interests me to that where do we need to start these changes? Do we need to start from the bottom, from us grade schools? Do we need to start from the universities, or in the high schools in the middle? Um, it's just an interesting thought to know where do we need to start these changes, and maybe it's a combination of all three. But so tweet of the day: throwing out grades, alternatives, but is everybody changing to the same alternative? That may or may not be a great thing to do. All right, so last thing for tonight, because it is getting way too late for me. I have a long day today. We have a field day tomorrow. Praying that it doesn't rain. We already had to cancel it once last week. My devotional thought. Um, right now, I'm currently reading a 8-day devotion on the 5 P's of evangelism. Evangelism is something that I have always been also interested in. I was actually in one of my churches. I was the evangelism chair. So anything I can learn and grow from by getting information to be able to go out and reach out to other people and draw them into Christ. I want to do that. So this comes from my devotion the other day. But first off, faithful followers. That's our reaching out, educating, and nurturing. That's part of our mission statement at my school and church. It continues after nurturing through the Gospels. Um, so we have the three main sections there: reaching out, educating, and nurturing. So this is evangelism is obviously part of reaching out, and the verse comes from 1 Timothy 2:1 that they take this. But before you can reach those who don't know God, you need to pray for those who don't know God. So before you go out and start trying to bring people into the church, you better be praying for those people. How important it is. I don't think a lot of us in the church pray for the people that we want to come to church. We pray for more people. We pray to fill the pews. We pray for tithings and offerings to be as uh, abundant as anything, so that we can meet budget goals and give raises and do different projects and different evangelism events, but I have a hard time thinking, even in my own life, I'm as sinful as anybody else, that we pray for those people first. So that's something that I've been working on. As you can see, I posted this on May 27th. Um, that I'm working on, that I will be praying each and every day for the people that I want to reach, for the people that I haven't reached, and for those people I can't reach. And I want to pray for that they find the loving grace of God. And if they have a kid in our area to come to our school, I think it would be wonderful for them to be part of our school. So that is it for today. Um, How long will these usually be? I'm not sure. As I learn more transitions and so forth, I'll let you know. Let me know what you guys think. Be critical. I can take it. I want to become better, and I want to learn. And this is what one of the ways I personally do a great job of how I learn. Besides fooling around, fiddling with something to figure it out, um, by trying different things, going out of my box, be out there in the public and be able to reach somebody and have a conversation. So you guys are awesome. This is Burk Tech. If you like this video, if you're watching it live or replay of it, and you like it, give it a thumbs up. Um, Subscribe for to stay up to date. You know, as old YouTubers say, hit the notification bell, because YouTube is always messing things up. You don't know unless you hit the notification bell. But hit that notification bell and let me know. And hit me up on Twitter. My educational Twitter name is @CoachBurk. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful night.